Well, welcome to my episode of Storage Wars. So, I did something a little different. Bought a whole bunch of crap that I really have no idea what it is. So, a little story on it. There's this local Polaris dealer that I work with that they actually sold out to another company. And he contacted me and said, I've got a whole bunch of parts and stuff that's been sitting in my warehouse for a while. And it's all on pallets and boxed up. Come buy it. So, I ended up spending $5,000 on all of this stuff. And it was pretty much exactly like this when I saw it. I really have no idea what's in it, so I thought in this video, we're going to do some unboxing and see what's in it and see if maybe I'll make some money on this whole deal. So kind of the backstory on it is a lot of these were supposedly parts that were warrantied out, whether something came in with a scratch or a defect or something like that, and then they'd throw a new piece on it. So supposedly everything's pretty much in good working condition and order, but I don't know that for sure. So like I said, everything's kind of in boxes, so we're going to start pulling these pallets apart, kind of making a whole spreadsheet of what we got for parts and, what things should sell for, and then I'm going to debate and see if I'm going to, post this stuff on eBay, or maybe see if I can find another eBay seller that might be interested in the whole lot the way it sits. So let's get at it. We'll just do a little walk around here. So I think in total I've got like 13 or 14 pallets of stuff. Said some of these, everything's got part numbers on it. So he was also an Arctic Cat dealer, so there's a handful of Arctic Cat parts too. But some of these things, like here's a turbo razor side panel and stuff. Looks to me new. I don't really know. I believe these are all Polaris Ranger windshields. They might have chips or cracks. Kind of story he said is he thought all this stuff was too good to throw away, whether it could still be usable or especially on a used machine or something. But they never really got around to it. There's a couple razor seats sitting there. I believe in those boxes, I think there were like some front fenders. I think maybe two Arctic Cat. I'm not really sure. Like I said, a whole nother pallet, a bunch of pallets that I really don't know what's in any of these yet. There's a few sets of Arctic Cat ATV plastics that look pretty much brand new. I've got two pallets of tires. Some of these most of these look to be used. I think there were some aftermarket rims in here too. Another pallet. This looks like a front bumper from an 800 Ranger or something that I honestly could have used like a month ago. Here's a whole pallet of Polaris takeoff wheels. I think these were things where guys, bought a new machine, but they wanted some fancy wheels on it. They kept the tires, and so these are brand new wheels, a whole pallet full. If anybody needs some wheels, let me know. Another cool thing that came with this is I've got like 3 boxes of like service manuals and stuff. So we're gonna go through those, hope we find some cool ones. Another part of this deal that actually got it earlier, about a month ago, is I had a whole bunch of Polaris like Arctic Cat banners, promotional things. I kept a handful of them, but just kind of some cool stuff like this. I put a bunch of other ones up on eBay. So these are all like promotional banners that would come for the dealerships and stuff. A bunch of posters and things too. So these are one of them keeping to hang up and stuff around in the shop. I've got a bunch of other ones on eBay right now. Like I said, all Polaris and Arctic Cat posters and banners. Well, I think we're just gonna probably start on the end here and unbox some of these pallets and just kind of start from there and see what we find. Well, here's the first pallet. Just took the wrapping off of it. There's a couple turbo razor side panels that look pretty much brand new. Definitely don't see any issues with those. A whole bunch of Ranger cup holders. Lots and lots of these guys. So those things come factory on the Ranger, and then if you put in like an aftermarket stereo or something like that, usually you pull those out and takes the place of that. Looks like we got a bunch of side covers. There's some sort of seat underneath there too, and some other footwells and things. We'll pick through this thing quick and see if I find anything interesting. Well, here's the first good find. We've got Arctic Cat speedometers. I wonder if they're still good. These ones are kind of spendy. Looks like there's 4 of them in here. Huh. We'll have to do some inspection to see if those are good. These are usually kind of $200 to $300 a piece. All right, we got the first pallet unboxed here. Looks like we got a bunch of takeoff plastic pieces from, I don't know, bumpers and grills and things like that. We've got a few kind of steel bumpers that I'm not sure what those are off of. We've got a whole bunch of these little mechanisms, which these look like they're the for a plow setup to adjust the angle of the blade, where I'm guessing they threw a hydraulic actuator on there and then had these left over. Yeah, so this is kind of the first pallet. So nothing too exciting other than the speedometers. Starting on the next pallet here. There's a set of doors here for a like Arctic Cat or Textron Stampede, or the Arctic Cat Havoc and stuff. They seem to be complete, which doors are definitely expensive. Also got 4 Ranger 1000 belts. These things honestly look fine, so these are going to go into my pile. I'm definitely going to keep this and use these for another point. Slowly going through the next pallet here. Got 2 big boxes left on it. I just opened this one up, and that's a brand new Can-Am like X3 or Commander seat. Some red stitching on it. That's a good one there. So a few other things. This box had a windshield and the windshield was broken. These boxes had a couple like Ranger hoods that were basically brand new. These ones were a couple door panels for a Ranger 1000. These are brand new still, kind of the bottom half part. So definitely a good mix of new parts, but definitely some junk ones too. And this big box, it's got 1 tire in it, but it's a brand new one. That's a Ranger 1000 tire. Throw that on the pallet of the other tires. This pallet here seems to be full of windshield. I just popped open the first one, and this one's cracked, which these are a Polaris Ranger. This one's actually a tip-out windshield, which these things new are like $1,300, which it's still usable if you don't mind looking through a crack. So, I mean, I think something like this is still worth $100 or $200 or so for somebody that doesn't care what it looks like, but still functional. So, we'll see if there's any better ones down in this pile. Hopefully that's the case. Next windshield is labeled not broken. We'll see if it's a lie. Oh, that's true. This one's not broken. It's dirty, but that's a complete windshield. That's awesome. Sweet. That's a good score on this thing. The last windshield I opened up was a new one, but it was completely shattered. This is a used one. It's only got 1 crack in it. No hardware, though, but I think we can steal some hardware from the other box to make this one usable. That's definitely worth selling. 1 crack isn't too bad on these things. There's 5 Polaris Ranger windshields here. This last one just had 1 crack in it too. So there's 2 of them that were pretty much destroyed. One of them that was not cracked, and these 2 don't, or just have minor cracks. I think I've got hardware, so probably make 3 good ones out of all these, and you know, it should be, especially that good one should sell for $500. Like I said, a new one's $1,200 to $1,300. Probably got a couple $100 out of the other 2 there. So chipping away at what my total was, I think I might be able to make a profit. We've been finding quite a few parts like this that are just plastic parts that are basically brand new looking, that they must have ordered, you know, a full set and then didn't need all of them or something like that for warranty purposes. Found a few Ranger hoods and bed covers or side covers and things like that too. Got a couple real big boxes here. I think these are some sort of fender set or something. We'll pop it open and see here. Yeah, we got another set of Arctic Cat fenders, which these look pretty nice too. Cool bronze color. Probably throw them onto the pile of the other ones up there. The last box also had a set of fenders. It's like a set of Arctic Cat Mud Pro. I think they seem to be new. Pull those out of there and throw those on the pile too. Starting off the next pallet, pretty hot. We got a really nice seat back from Ranger 1000 Trail Boss. It looks brand new. I don't see any issues on this one. That's worth a little bit of money there. Been finding a decent amount of interesting stuff, but some of this too. Broken sway bar. So I think some of these things, if they're like a warranty part, you had to hold on to them for so many days or whatever in case Polaris came calling. But fortunately, something like this, no value to it. Complete junk. A lot of parts like this, these kind of plastic panels where like looks like they must have been scratched or something from factory, so they got warrantied out. But yeah, that's from like a Razor 1000. I mean, a brand new little side panel thing. Inside this box, we got a brand new looking rack and pinion. I think it says it's for a Razor 1000. Boy, it doesn't look like there's really anything wrong with this one. It's hard to say for sure though. Another good find here, a non-broken windshield. This is brand new. I'm not 100% sure what it's for. I think it was a Polaris one though, of some sort. Yeah, that's a good find. Big box with another big surprise. So some brand new Razor seats, but the headrests are broke off of them. So it must have been something that got damaged in shipping, but Other than that, they're brand new. That's unfortunate. Slowly making progress on stuff. This is all stuff that we've inventoried and everything, stuff that I don't intend to keep, but definitely worth selling to somebody. There's a bunch of parts that don't seem to have part numbers. Those we've got kind of organized. A few other things here. Working our way through the pallets, cutting open another one. Hopefully it's a big winner. Starting off strong, we got a brand new tire. Definitely gonna find a use for that. I'll throw that on the keep pile for sure. Another windshield. This is actually from a Pro R. It's cracked, but it's brand new. This is actually a flat windshield though, and this stuff I can have cut and replace. So this might be worth fixing and selling. It's like a $700 windshield, and it'd probably be $200 worth of glass to put in it. Door in this box. Not sure what it's for, but it's brand new. Doors aren't cheap. And the matching door was underneath it. So yeah, actually it just looks closer at the part number on these. These are for a newer style 570 Ranger soft doors. And these are like $1,000 new. So getting me closer there to what I spent on everything. These would be an easy sell. Definitely gonna hold on to these. Bunch of little boxes in here. So there was like 7 fuel pumps. That was a primary clutch. I think these would probably be like secondary clutches. I can't imagine there was like 7 fuel pumps from like a 22 1000 Razor. I can't imagine they're actually all bad if there was some sort of, I don't know, recall or something where they replaced them, but I don't know, I'm sure what I'll do with those. Find out what's in the rest of these guys here. Finding a lot of clutches in these boxes, so these are some secondary clutches off of Polaris, which was pretty common to see issues, which these I've not really seen issues with. There's a handful of secondary clutches. I think there was a primary clutch sitting here too, which, yeah, I mean, that's a newer style 1000 Ranger clutch, which, I mean, a brand new Polaris clutch is, you know, $500-600. Another big box, another big prize. Got a whole Ranger box in here. Looks brand new. Interesting. Working our way through the next pallet. Looks like we got some more windshields here, so we'll see if any of those are cracked. Hopefully there's still some good usable ones in there. This guy right here says it's a soft door kit. Soft door kit for like a Razor 4. Looks to be complete and new. That's a good little find. Couple used seats here. Those are worth the Arctic Cat seats, which that one looks really good. Got a brand new side cover for that Ranger box that we just found a minute ago. Couple boxes of stuff here. This was just nothing but junk. This one looks like we got some more Arctic Cat parts. Another Arctic Cat speedometer. I wonder if that's good. You know, if I can test these and make sure they work, you know, these things are usually worth like $200 a piece. So I don't mind finding those. Box here, I believe, has got a whole bunch of decal kits in. Opened up one of them. There's some Arctic Cat decals, and they're all kind of labeled the same. Let's open one of these bigger ones here and see what's in it. So we got a Arctic Cat ATV decals, and looks like we got a whole bunch of them. So that's kind of cool stuff. Be pretty easy little things to sell. I don't mind putting like stuff like this on eBay because it doesn't take up that much room. All right, we've got 5 Polaris windshields here. We're gonna open these up and see if any of these things are good still. Hopefully we get a little lucky on these too. Well, that one's broken. That one's cracked pretty good there. Big cracks on that one. Looks like might still have some hardware with it too though, so we'll go through all these and maybe there'll be a couple good ones in here still. Oh, winner. We got one that's not cracked. Brand new one still. That's pretty cool. Yep, looks like this one's a tip out as well. Sweet. We'll definitely have to steal some hardware off some of the other ones, and that's a good complete one. Like I said, these tip out windshields are like $1,300 new, so something like this, just sell it on Facebook, should still sell for $700 or something. Boy, I'm liking this pallet so far. Another non-cracked one. Brand new windshield. Don't see any issues with this one. Sweet, so out of these 5, 2 of them were non-cracked. Got one left there. Let's see what that one's going to be like too. And the last one is also not cracked. This is awesome. So there was 3 good windshields out of this 4. Boy, I mean, I feel like just on these windshields alone, all the ones back there, I feel like I can make my money back just on that. We've still got quite a few pallets to go through still. All right, another pallet down. This pallet looks like we've got whole bunch of tires and wheels. Some of these
Actually have some aftermarket SS wheels and stuff. They all seem to be used, not a ton of value on these. But you know, stuff like this with an aftermarket set, if I got a full set of 4, those are easily worth 100, 150 bucks or so the way they sit. Got a few set of nice Arctic Cat plastics. Those ones look pretty much due on that green set. A couple of sets of rear plastics as well. Another front one there too. Sometimes the little boxes should have something kind of cool. So that's a display from like a Ride Command Ranger. It's pretty neat. Not sure if that's new or used. I feel like I'm playing a big game of Tetris. I'm taking boxes from over there and perfectly stacking them onto that pallet. While I'm down to basically 2 pallets left of unknown stuff anyway. So I don't know what's in these 2. We've got that one pallet of all wheels back there, pallet of tires. There's a couple totes of just like random really used. These are all Arctic Cat parts, which I think I'm just going to scrap all this stuff. I kind of sifted through it, pulled a few little things out here and there that I might use occasionally, but most of it looks like pretty rough stuff that don't see any value there. Really cool thing though is all of these I found pretty much a complete, well, in parts, Arctic Cat engine. It looks like I found everything basically but the crankshaft and the cylinder and stuff, but had all the side covers and a bunch of things there, which that's definitely meant for parts. You know, a bunch of other little things I'm finding, stuff that's really handy to me. Like this headlight here, still got the light bulbs in it. And the light bulbs are still good. You know, these dumb things are like 20, 30 bucks for a light bulb sometimes. Stuff like this, definitely keeping. So this is probably one of the cooler things that's in this whole lot, which I knew about this originally, but basically there are like 3 boxes full of service manuals. And some of these are pretty old too. So like, oh, there's a bunch of dirt bike stuff in here. Like there's an 87 Honda, 85 CR500. That's a pretty cool one. I pulled out a couple that I'm definitely going to keep for stuff that I have. So we got Kawasaki Invader, I've got one of those. 86 to 88 TRX 250R, I've got one of those. Takati 250 3-wheeler, so pretty cool stuff. Like I said, there's about 3 boxes full of things. I haven't really organized these or anything yet. A lot of dirt bike stuff, which I don't really do much of that, so definitely going to sell these. Some of these like Honda ones I'll definitely hold on to because they're kind of annoying to work on sometimes. A bunch of Kawasaki stuff, even some snowmobile stuff, which I don't think they did any snowmobiles, but some Arctic Cat snowmobile stuff. Yeah, a bunch of service manuals, which is pretty cool. Oh boy, a couple other snowmobile ones. Interesting. I've been finding a lot of stuff, yeah, kind of from like the 70s and 80s. Old 4-tracks. LT 250R, that's kind of a cool one. Warrior, Mojave. That's an old Suzuki. Some Yamaha dirt bike stuff, motorcycles. If anybody's looking for like a real specific one, let me know, and I can let you know if I happen to have it in here somewhere. Otherwise, I think stuff like this I'll probably hold on to and throw it on eBay because they're pretty easy sells. Especially stuff that I'm not going to use myself. Oh, some jet ski stuff, which jet skis I don't work on at all, so no problem getting rid of this. Well, that's an old 3-wheeler. KLT 160. I'll have to put some of these on the Facebook groups. Well, let's keep plugging away. I've got 2 pallets left. That is a big box of wiring harnesses. I think most of them are Arctic Cat stuff. So this is kind of a hard thing for me because it's like every once in a while you get something that's got a broken wire or the, connector, and part of me wants to say this entire thing because, I'll steal a connector like this off of it every once in a while. But then also, I don't know how often I'm really going to use it. Decisions. So everything's been touched and categorized now. So I'm going to make a spreadsheet with basically all of our part numbers and everything, and I'll kind of tabulate what kind of MSRP is for all these parts and stuff, so kind of get a rough value of everything. I think my intention is maybe try to pitch most of these pallets, especially like that one, this one, that one, some of these other ones, maybe to a actual eBay retailer or something, and then try to sell some other stuff myself. Like most of these tires should sell pretty easy, as well as got a whole bunch of windshields, but I think we should make a pretty good amount of these as complete setups. So, and those should sell pretty easy and definitely make some good money on those. So now it's time to hit Excel. So I open up the pallet of all the wheels, and boy, is there a lot of wheels. So these are all Arctic Cat and Polaris factory takeoff wheels. I think people put, fancy wheels on from factory and then kept the tires off of them, and here they sat. Also kind of organized the tires that were on these pallets. A few sets of full rims, a bunch of others too. I'm going to post all this stuff for sale. I think these rims should easily get $50 a set of 4, so I mean there's like $500 worth of rims right there. Found out a couple other things in the pile of everything. Got 4 winches, which I do a lot of plow installs on ATVs that I'm selling, and sometimes they get stuff in that the winch is broken or something like that, which usually I'd put a new winch on, but something like this saves me a lot of money. So definitely will install all those on. Hopefully they all work, which I'm assuming they will. Other than that, we got everything kind of broken down and a whole bunch of windshields to go through. So I've tabulated every part that we made a little reference to, and then I went and just cross-referenced, prices for the new part or a corresponding like used part on eBay. So all these parts, these are ones that I don't really have intentions of keeping or trying to sell. So this is minus all the windshields, all the tires and wheels, and a handful of other stuff, especially other things that I kept just to use in the shop here. This would be the total of those parts. So right there, $42,000. So my plan is to kind of shop this around and see if I can sell a couple of these pallets worth of stuff and see what I can get for it, which I don't expect to get anywhere near that amount, considering it's going to take somebody time to sell these on eBay and everything else, and I totally understand that. But like I said, I paid $5,000 for this whole lot of stuff. I think I've easily got a couple $1,000s on windshields. That should sell pretty easy. Probably have about $1,000 in tires and wheels. That should sell pretty easy. If I can get $5,000 for this, $6,000, something like that, I should stand to make a pretty good profit. But I think at this point, follow along. I might do a follow-up, and hopefully I'll get rid of all these pallets of stuff, and they'll do a little follow-up on what I sold and what I sold it for, and see if I turned out okay on this deal.